this video we're looking at the abdominal muscles and strengthening those muscles. So ideally we want something that we can rest the lower legs on, because then when we roll back with the legs up, it's going to help to stabilize the pelvis and keep it neutral. So legs up, pelvis neutral. We want the face parallel to the ceiling. That keeps the neck in neutral. We're going to interlace the fingers. Bring the hands to the back of your head so you can cradle your head in your hands, and keeping the face parallel to the ceiling, use the hands to lift the head. You can let your head relax back into the hands, and the elbows we want in our peripheral view. So if we can gently draw the navel in towards the spine, this is our start position, and we're just lifting the chest up. Once you're up, check the chin is away from the chest, elbows still wide, gently lower back down. Keep that navel drawn to spine just slightly throughout the exercise. So we're lifting the chest, and I say lift the chest, but the movements from the middle of the body, those bottom ribs slide towards the tips of the hips. We can just hold for one breath in and gently release back to the start on the exhale. As you're coming up, do switch on your pelvic floor muscles as well. So you can imagine you're holding in a pee and a fart. Keep those switched on for that breath in, and you can relax those muscles as we release back to the start. Keeping navel drawn in so the deep abdominals remain slightly switched on. Breathing in, pelvic floor switches on, we relax back to the start. So we're targeting upper, middle, lower area of the abdominals by switching on that pelvic floor. Resting back down. Probably you'll feel the work more beneath the rib cage and around the center of the body. This lower end of our six-pack muscle, rectus abdominis, is a little harder to touch on. So for this, if we can just rest the arms by the side and bring the legs to tabletop position, so knees above the hip joints, shins parallel to the floor, and then separate the knees. So your heels are going to touch. We've got a diamond shape between the legs, and the movement here is to tilt the pelvis backwards and release back to the start position. So we're not leading with the knees. A backward tilt, you can imagine there's a bit of string on the pubic bone. You're pulling it up towards the navel, releasing back to that start position. This can be a little niggly in the lower back. If that is the case, get the knees more in towards your chest. It's going to release the pressure off of the back, and the move is still the same. Backward tilt, pelvic floor switches on. Don't know if I said that, but we want the pelvic floor switched on, and release back to the start. It's an exhale as you tilt back. Inhale to your start, and if you just do sort of 5 to 10 rounds, if you're at the start of the journey, I'd say start with 5 and perfect the moves, and then you can build up to as many as you need.